Hello dear students, I hope you all fit and fine and I hope that you are maintaining self-distancing at your home. Now, today's lecture is all based about a happy prince. As you can see the board behind me and the tag which is written over the blackboard. That is the happy prince. Now, the story is actually given by the Oscar Wilde. And if you are going to read this story, then you will understand the basic truth of the life. That whatever you generally wish to get happiness in your life is related with some kinds of materialistic thinking. It means that the human beings are right now accepting the truth to live happily with the materialistic life, in which they also think that buying and getting all the achievements is only the factor and the track of the happiness and we can survive well. But actually they are wrong. In this lesson, we are gonna learn that how we can make ourselves happy by giving something, by donating something, by helping someone at some time, at some day. So we can say that this lesson is all depending on the theory based on the happy prince. Now, the happy prince is a lesson, as I am trying to make you convey my message, that happy prince is a lesson which is actually stated over a beautiful statue. As you know, statues are always beautiful. Now, if they are not beautiful, then they are not studied out anywhere in the part of the area, campus, compound, or wherever you can understand here. So we can say that these kinds of things should be understood, that wherever you found any kind of statue, if you find any kind of statue, it means that you can understand that that kind of statues are actually meaningful and it can be relating with any of the celeb or any of the person who did a great job in their lifetime here. So high above the city, if you go in this lesson, high above the city on the tall column stood the statue of the happy prince. Now, why the statue was named as the happy prince? This is also another theory which we can understand here. Actually, whenever we can say, whenever there was a name of happy person, then happy prince was taken out here. Why? Because at the time you can say that happy prince is also relating with a character in the story who was very happy in his lifetime. So this lesson is all depending upon the lesson which is known as the happy prince. As well, the name is also the happy prince here. So if you go more further, we can say that his eyes had very two bright sapphire as well as a large ruby glowed inside the sword, as I have mentioned you here. The happy prince was a beautiful statue and he was made by the gold. Can you imagine? The happy prince was made fully by the gold. It's so marvelous to look. That kind of statue is so fantastic here. So we can say that one night there flew a city bird. We can say that a bird came there. It was a swallow, S-W-A-L-L-O-W. Now, which kind of birds are this? These kinds of birds are known as the migratory birds. Also, they migrate from one zone to another. His friends had gone away to the Egypt 6 weeks before him. Means this bird was getting a complete flight. Means the bird was actually flying with the other birds, but they moved away to the city of Egypt and he was remaining in the kingdom of happy prince, but he was not found any kind of thing where he could stay. So he was searching for a place where he could stay here, and therefore he was also asking that after flying himself all the day long, where should I put up my wings to rest here? Where should I put up my body to rest up here? And that's how we can say that he said, hopefully that the town is looking good enough, so I should go and enter inside the town. Now the town which I'm talking about in this lesson, which is actually found by the bird to rest his wing at a night here, is none other than the happy prince town, means the happy prince kingdom here. Therefore here, then he saw a statue of column standing over a column. Column means what, my dear student? Column means where the platform is, that the base is there, where the statue is started out. If you just take an example, my hand is a column and the chalk is the statue. So it is standing here. If I remove my hand, the chalk can fall down. So that was a column where a long statue was standing there, and the bird went there, and bird was trying to rest over the statue of the happy prince. Now you might have seen that birds are familiar live with the human life, and they're always trying to maintain their balance between the human life, their city life, and their village life also here. So as well, the bird sat over the statue, and then he saw the statue on the tall column, and then he said that yes, I can put myself over this statue and I can rest quite well here. So as he was resting over the statue, he was also thinking that here I have somehow like a golden bedroom. As the position was plenty fresh air, it was getting over the statue. So he alighted before just between the feet of the happy prince. Here means the downside, he was sitting there between the feet, and he was thinking, wow, what a fresh air is coming there. And then he wondered, and then he found that it is all the statue made by the gold. So he said that I have a golden bedroom. He said softly to himself. Sometimes when we are very happy, then we talk with us. Sometimes when we are very sad, then also we talk with us. So we can say that he was looking around and round, he found all the gold with the statue. Therefore we can say that preparing to go sleep, but just he was putting somehow his head under his wings. You know, the birds are sleeping. How the birds are sleeping? The birds are actually sleeping by holding their head under the wings very carefully. So somehow the water drop, a large water drop fell upon him. It fell directly on him. Now what a curious thing, he cried. Oh, what a curious thing is that. There is not a single cold sky, there is not single cloud in the sky, there is no rainy storm. Then from where this we can say the rain is coming, the stars are also shining, everything is very bright enough, then how the rain is coming, he asked. And therefore another drop also fell upon him. So what is the use of a statue? He quoted, he is just telling that, okay, what is the use of a statue who cannot protect me from the rain? This is very bad here. So now he said, I must look for a good chimney pot and determined to fly away here. Now what is a chimney pot? You can say that, okay, whenever some of the chimneys are there, they are, I'll make you understand. See, whenever there is a chimney, okay, there is a chimney adjusted here also, you will find some kinds of chimney pot there, okay. He's saying that I can rest here, I need to find this kinds of chimney, then only I can rest out here. So before he could leave from there, we can say that before he could open his wings and the third drop fall, and he looked up and saw, and he said, what did I see? What is that? Ye kya cheez hai yaar? And the eyes of the happy prince were filled with the tears. Actually the statue was crying. Can you imagine? The statue was crying. Literally the statue was crying. What the condition could be? The statue feeling the pain, suffering from the same. He was actually crying. And now here we can say that, okay, when he was crying, his cheeks were, the golden cheeks were also somehow down running with the tears, and he was not happy. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow saw filled tears in his eyes, and he felt pity for that. बहुत दया है उसको, बहुत दया. He said that what a beautiful statue is that, whole made by the gold, but then also you are crying. What is the reason for that to cry? My dear statue, please tell me. But before he had, we can say that, asking something, there was something means there was a question here. So who are you? He said. He means the swallow bird, I have drawn it here. He just asked to the happy prince, who are you? Tum kaun ho? And he said, I am happy prince. But you don't look happy. He just asked. So here, why are you weeping? Asked the swallow. You have whole drenched me. You have just made me wet. Why you are crying this much, my dear? What happens to you? So when I was alive and I was having a human herd, happy prince said that when I was the prince of this kingdom and my father was a king, I was having a human herd, and then I was very happy at that time. So when I was alive with the human herd, answered the statue, I did not know what is the tears. What were the tears? I lived my life with all greatness in my life. Actually, the happy prince was living inside the area of the kingdom, and he was a prince of the king. So we can say that son of the king as a prince, and he has not seen any sorrow, any fear, any tear, any kind of sadness, because he was gifted a life of royalty by his dad, by his king dad. Okay, so he was not like, but when he got his death, he can see in the city how much kind of trouble is there, what amount of struggle is there, how much kind of problem is there. तो जब हम बहुत सारी चीज़ हमारे पास होती है तो हम शायद हमारे आसपास के लोगों को दुख नहीं देख सकते, या उनका दुख नहीं देख पाते हैं. वी कैन नॉट सी, या फिर हमें पता नहीं होता है कि दूसरे के घर में खाना है भी या नहीं है, या फिर वी कैन से दैट वी डोंट नो दैट हाउ मेनी पीपल आर सफरिंग और नॉट. एक्चुअली वी आर फीलिंग गुड. तो चलता है। सो लाइक दैट उसको पता ही नहीं था कि प्रॉब्लम होता क्या, बट व्हेन ही गॉट हिज डेथ, बाद में उसकी स्टैचू बनाई गई, एंड नाउ द स्पिरिट ऑफ द बॉय इज लिविंग इन द स्टैचू, एंड नाउ ही कैन सी कि मेरे राज्य में इतना प्रॉब्लम था, लोग इतने तकलीफ में हैं, और उसे वो दुख होता है, एंड ही इज क्राइंग हियर। सो देयरफॉर आई एम डेड एंड दे हैव सेट मी अप हियर सो हाई एज माई स्टैचू इज देयर, ऑल द मिजरी माई सिटी एंड दो माई हर्ट इज मेड ऑफ lead, yet I can choose to weep here. So he's saying that my heart is made by lead, and my whole of the body is by the gold, the sword with the ruby eyes with the sapphire. Then also I can see the people today, or I cannot do anything. I can just cry. The people are suffering in my state of area, but I can cry. I'm crying here. So now what is he? Is he not solid gold, said the swallow to himself. He was so polite to make any personal remarks here. So swallow is telling to himself here, is he of gold or not? He can cry. And then he said that no, it's of gold. So far away continued the statue in the low musical tone. Far away means what? Far away means moving ahead in the story, not the place here. He is continuing his story. वो आगे की बात बताता है. So what is happening here? He is just telling that I can see women stable at a place. I can see women stable at a place, and then he is telling that okay, in this condition she is not feeling well. She is not feeling well. I can see the woman in the state. And when she is not feeling well, she needs some money. Her child is having fever. See here, I can see a woman seated on a table. Her face is thin and worn. It's like worn. She needs to apply some kinds of lotion on the face. It's cold season, and therefore she has coarse and red hands, all the picked of the needle whole of the day. Means the lady was actually stitching. She was stitching some clothes, and the needle was poking inside her hand also. Her hand became red enough. So therefore she is embroidering flowers on the stained gown for the loveliest of the king's maid of the honor here. So there was a party, there was a ball party inside the kingdom, another kingdom. So that lady was making some clothes for the king's honor to the maid here to wear the next court ball dance ceremony. So in a bed, the corner of the room, her little boy is lying, and her little boy is ill. So his mother has nothing to give him but the river water. So he is crying, swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring me a ruby? Will you not bring me a ruby out my sword hilt, and my feet are fastened to this pedestal, I cannot move here. So he is telling that actually, see what is happening here, my dear swallow. The lady is not feeling well. The lady is having an ill son, and still the lady is working with the cloth, because if she will not work, she will not be paid. She will not get the money, and therefore she was very sad enough. So she is telling that okay, he is telling that the lady is not feeling well. Her son is also having fever. So you can do one thing. You just go and take my sword's ruby. The ruby present in my sword, and you just go and give that ruby to that lady. She will buy something by that ruby, because she is just giving the river water to her boy. She is not giving any fruit. She is not giving any kind of medicine. She is not able to give her time also, give her kids time. So she is so busy here. So now he is telling that okay, see my dear swallow, 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 little swallow. He is saying in a musical tone, and he is saying that okay, will you help me for this night, my dear bird? I cannot move. My legs are fastened inside the pedestal column. I cannot move. I'm a statue. Please help me out. The swallow, you can see the bird here. It is the same bird like the textbook here. The swallow, I am awaited in Egypt. Means somebody is waiting me for in the Egypt. I needed to go there, but said the swallow, my friends are flying. Already my friends have moved on, so down to the Nile river, and taking the large lotus flower, so that they will go to sleep here. It means that they were on a mission. Birds were on a mission. It means swallow, the flight of swallow was on the mission, that they moved to Egypt, and now they were needing some kinds of good amount of lotus flower, and then they'll go to sleep here. See, my dear students, one thing we need to understand, that these kinds of birds are available in the amount very low in the North American part here. We can understand this thing here, and therefore we need to understand that this bird was going actually on its mission, but the king's son, means the prince is trying to stop that bird here. So here the prince asked the swallow to stay with him for just one night here. You please stay, my dear. You just please stay one night, and you just help that mother. The boy is thirsty and the mother is so sad. So he said that. Who said? Means the prince said, I don't think I like the boys, answered the swallow. I wanted to go to Egypt here. I hate the boys. Boys are hitting stone towards me most of. He said, please, my dear, please help me. I need your help. I just need it out. So the swallow said, but the happy prince perhaps looked so sad that swallow's heart melted. Okay, swallow's heart melted, and when his heart melted, he was feeling that, okay, I should help you out without any reason. Sorry, it's cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him with the night and become his messenger. So at that time we can say that happy prince was very happy. He was good enough looking happy that yes, I got a partner who can help that lady. See, my dear, happy prince was having a very kind heart made of lead, and he was thinking that I want to help everyone, I want to help the people. So this lesson is actually based on the happy prince, but the prince is not happy. You can see this out here. This lesson is based on the happy prince, but the prince is not happy in the lesson, but after helping he is becoming happy. That is the concept and the theme of the lesson. So moving further, generally I hope you will help me. And he said, okay, I'll help you. I am the flying swallow. So thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The swallow picked up the great ruby from the prince's sword, from the prince's sword. You know what is happening? The sword is there, okay, and there is a hilt where they are actually holding. There was a ruby, and he took out the ruby. Who took out the ruby? The swallow. And the swallow moved away from there, picking up the ruby with the prince's sword. He flew away in his beak, keeping the ruby from the roofs and towns, and he passed from the cathedral tower of the church also, and also where the white marble angel was sculptured. You know, on the church sometimes the marble angel are sculptured, some statues are there over the church and all. He crossed every kind of thing from the we can say city above. And then a beautiful girl also came out on the balcony with her lover. He saw that also. Whenever a bird is flying, you can see if just you are a bird, what you will see? You will see the boys cricket playing, and uncle is selling the umbrella in this rainy season, or banana, or we can say two couples are waiting in the balcony. They are meeting, holding hand in hands. They are talking very nicely. Sometimes the houses are even we can say like they are filled with the water by the help of this rain and all. Everything, and you can see this here in the rain. So he is also going there, and he is also finding that kind of situation inside the area. And he passed over the flower bed, he passed over the mountain fields, and many more things here. So I hope my dress will be ready. See, when he is actually going from there, he is finding that the balcony lover, and one of the female lover of the balcony is telling that I hope my dress will be ready in the time for the state ball. She said, I have ordered the flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. So she is telling that, yeah, these tailors are so lazy. Who is complaining this thing? This thing is actually complained by the couple, one of the female person from the couple who are standing in the balcony, and that is seen by the swallow when the swallow is actually flying across the town, going towards the lady who is actually somehow stitching these kinds of things here. So if we go more further, we can say like the boy was tossing on the bed. When the swallow entered, he passed over the river, and he saw the lantern hanging on the mats of the ship also. Mats of the ship means the curtain, big curtain of the ship, where the ship is moving with the pressure of air. The lanterns are hanging. So he crossed the river also, and now he is going towards the house here. So at the last he came to the poor woman's house and looked inside. Now when he is looking inside the house, he found that the house was very wanted wear. It means like the house was very old house. It was like a poor house. So he is getting inside the house here, and then he gently flew inside the house, fanning the boy around him, and he found that the mother was sleeping actually. She was not feeling well, and somehow the boy, when he was flying across the boy, was saying, oh, I feel very cold. It's good enough. It's pretty good. So therefore we can say that, okay, gently around the bed, fanning the boy forehead with his wings. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. And he sank into the delicious slumber. Or we can say that he was just hiding inside the bed and he was saying, oh, ab main theek ho jaunga, thank you for the air god. He was not opening the eyes that actually swallow is there. Swallow was giving the wind from that here place. And then literally then the swallow flew, giving the ruby, means near to the table where the mother is sleeping. By doing some work she was tired and she just slept on the table only. Now he is leaving the ruby and then he is flying back to the happy prince here. And then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and literally we can say that told him what he has done curiously. He said, you know, I went from here, I saw this, two lovers also were there, I found a river also, the mats were there hanging with the lanterns were hanging with the mats of the ship. I found the boy, I gave the fanning air to the boy was feeling happy. I dropped everything he said to the swallow, to the happy prince, and he was happy also. See, whenever you help someone, obviously you are going to get some kinds of very great belief inside you and relief inside you, and you will be feeling very comfortable in your life because you are helping someone. The inside of the inner peace will be attended by you. So that is how here we can say that, okay, because the swallow was very happy after helping. Swallow just went there and little swallow went to the happy prince statue and he said everything there, and the little swallow while saying and thinking he just fall asleep there. Thinking always made him sleepy. Whenever the swallow was thinking, he was just making himself sleepy, always sleepy and always sleepy, and he was just sleeping there. So we can say that, okay, when the day broke, he flew down to the river. Day broke means what? You know, in the morning time the day broke and he flew down to the river. Now when he flew down to the river, he had a bath, and tonight I go to Egypt, he said to the happy prince. Went back to the happy prince and he said that, oh my dear prince, I will go to the Egypt today, and I'm very happy to go there. So, and he was in the high mood of the precautions, or we can say he was high mood of the spirit here at the prospect here. So he visited all the monuments, sat all the long time with the top of the churches, steeples and all on the top of the position of the church on the Christ cross. And then when the moon arose, he back flew to the happy prince at the evening time. When the moon is coming out, again he is going to the happy prince, and now he is sitting there. So he cried, I am just starting. Cried means what? He is just telling that I am just going, ab main jane wala hu. Happy prince, take care. But now swallow, little swallow. Again the happy prince said something. What happy prince said? Swallow, little swallow, I want you to do one more work here. I am awaited in the Egypt, answered the swallow once again. I have to go. My friends are waiting there. So he says that, happy prince said that, far away I can see across the city where the young we can say at some area, some human beings or one of the man is feeling very cold. A writer is there, he is feeling very cold. He cannot stand, he cannot write his complete story. Will you help me, my dear swallow? He is asking that. I see a young man in the Gatter, and he is leaning over his desk covered with the papers, and in the glassy by his side there is bunch of withered violets here. Ink is there, paper is there, and many more things are there. And his hairs are brown and crisp here by the cold. Hairs are brown and they're crispy because ice effect is there on the hair, and he has red lips which is actually like trodden by the help of the wind of the chilly gust wind. He needs some kinds of hotness, and therefore as his hair is brown and crisp, his lips are red as pomegranate. You know the meaning of pomegranate? It's an eatable fruit where the small seeds are coming there, the ball seeds are there. And he has large and dreamy eyes. The eyes are filled with the emotions, with the dreams and all. But he is trying to finish his play. He is a director. He is trying to finish his play, director of the theater, but it is too cold to write any more story and the theory, and there is no fire with the grate, and also hunger has made him faint. He has not opening his eyes, he is just sleeping there. वो अब सोने वाला है बिकॉज हंगर, भूख से वो लगभग आधा तो बेहोश हो चुका है, एंड ही इज राइटर डायरेक्टर फॉर द प्ले थिएटर स्टोरी. और वो अपनी स्टोरी कंप्लीट नहीं करेगा तो ही विल नॉट गेट द मनी. Will you help me swallow? Swallow, swallow, my dear little swallow. Will you help me out to give the amount of something to the boy? The swallow was in the tension now. So therefore we can say, swallow, swallow, he said, the little swallow. I will wait for you. I have waited for you so long. Will you not wait for me for today itself? I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright or not here. Then he is asking, should I take the another ruby to the young playwright? If you help me, I should give that. After all, I am your messenger. So therefore, alas, I have no ruby now. And he's telling that, no, sorry, I don't have any ruby. So what I will do now? The swallow is asking. Alas, I have no ruby and I have nothing. And the swallow is saying, oh, you are having so kind heart. That's why I'm waiting for you here this night. And I will help that guy. I'll help that boy by the help of your. So what can I do here? Alas, I have no ruby left here. But somehow the rare sapphires are there. There are the rare sapphires. So sapphires are there just like a precious stone, and they were brought out of the India since 1000 years ago. So he ordered the swallow to pluck one of them from his eyes for the playwright, and he's saying that you can take out my one sapphire from the eye and you can give to the playwright. These sapphires were brought somehow from the India and it is so costly. So he ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them from and take it to the jewelers. And he will sell it to the jewelers. The boy, if you'll give the playwright this sapphire, he will take it to the jeweler. Jeweler will give him plenty of money. So he will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. So you just give my one eye to the boy here. So swallow, swallow, little swallow, do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the eye. Not the both of the eyes, my dear student, only one eye he took out. So when he took out the one eye, he actually flew from there, and he gave that, he just gave that to, just dropped that to we can say one of the lying on the violet paper, that sapphire. And then he's thinking that that's good enough. If I am giving that sapphire, I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is the form of great admire. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. So when it was dropped over the table, he just woke up and he said, wow, that's a sapphire. I can now buy some firewoods. I can finish my story. Oh God, please, thank you for this gift here. Thank you for this gift. So here, the next day, the swallow flew down to the harbor. Harbor means where the small, we can say sheep or the steamer, the boat are coming to fetch their material and to go for the trading also. So the swallow next morning, after helping the boy at the night time, he is going towards the harbor to get some kinds of rest here. And now when the swallow next morning is going towards the harbor, he has been appreciated. He has been appreciated by the prince that you did a very great job. A very great job. So I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. So this is the form of some great admirer, as the boy also said out here. So in this winter, we can say that I have somehow come to tell you the goodbye, cried the swallow. The swallow came back after visiting the harbor, and he said to the prince that, okay prince, goodbye. Today I have to go out from here. So I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. And again there is a request from the, prince, swallow, swallow, oh little dear swallow. Swallow, swallow, little dear swallow. And the snow will soon be here. It will be all covered the snow. Okay, so in this Egypt the sun is warm, or the green palm trees, and the crocodile here lies in the mud and look lazy about them here. He's telling that, okay, what is the condition of the Egypt? Maybe the crocodile lying in the mud, all the green palm could be there. But here the ice is there. And the square below said the matches fall in the gutter, and somehow we can say that a girl is there. She is puzzled out. You need to help me, please. He said, I have not understood what you are telling. Then he again repeated the words like, I will tell you out here. It's the winter, answered the prince. and the snow will soon be here. In the Egypt the sun is warm on the green plant trees, and the crocodile lies in the mud and looks so lazy about them. In the square below, said the little prince, there stands a little girl. Who is that? That's a matchstick girl. A girl who is selling the matchstick. Now, if the girl will not sell the matchstick, she will not buy the money, she will not get enough currency at her home, and she will be badly beaten by the father. That was a condition. One more help I need from you. That is said by the prince here. So now you need to help that girl, because she has dropped all the match boxes and they are all wet, and they are so much not about to use out here. They have almost dropped inside the gutter. So will you help me, my dear? He said, swallow, sir, this time I need to go, please let me go. And he said, one more help, just do me a favor here. Stalking her little head in the bear, pluck out my other eyes, and you just pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her, she'll become a rich person. Just go ahead, take my one eye, give that to the little bird who has dropped down the matchstick inside the gutter. She's crying, she is not needing to go home because she'll be beaten badly by the father. So now the swallow took the prince another eye, and now he gifted that eye to the girl. And now the swallow is telling that I have to move to the Egypt, I need to go here. So now I will somehow go. But when he actually thought all this kinds of thing, when he actually is thinking that how nicely I help everybody, how nicely I help everyone. So here he is telling that no, now I don't wanna go to any place of the area. I will stay with you. I will try to make you help here. No, I will stay with you, he said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet, downside the feet here, and he was becoming a very good friend. Actually what happening, the swallow bird is actually mesmerized by the nature of prince, and he is thinking that he's so great person. He can't see the world now. He's unable to see the ruby also in his soul. He's having nothing. So all the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories what he had seen in the strange land. He said that, do you know, prince, I was in the North America, in the South America, in the India, in the Paris, I was in the France. He was telling all the stories. So here he was thinking, the prince was thinking about the stories here. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me the marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is suffered man and woman here. You are telling all the things very great, but actually if I think about the men and women, they are suffering with the maximum problem. There is no mystery so great as misery here. There is no mystery greater than the misery. So fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. Just go and tell me what you see there. If you found any kind of struggling person, if you found any kind of person who are actually very feeling bad, then you please help them. So dear little swallow, go and fly over my city, go and find out the problem people, go and find out the solution for that. The swallow flew over the city, and swallow saw the rich making merrily inside the beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gate side here. It means that the swallow was flying everywhere, and now he saw that the rich people are happy inside the rich bungalows and the kingdom, but what about the poor? They're just roaming here and there. He also found the couple of boys, or we can say the group of boys who were under the bridge, and the watchman was making them to run away from there, not stay inside the bridge, and it was the cold season. They were not having the bread and food also. So we can say that in this story, the story is taking a message convey in which the swallow is telling the bird to help that kind of you can say like boys and girls also, and the happy prince is telling that you take out my gold and give to them. So one by one, we can say layer by layer, everybody got the gold. Everybody means all the needable people. The girl got the gold, the boys groups got the gold, who were not having any houses and all, not having the clothes to wear, not having food to eat, and everything was given there. So in the last, we can say that the happy prince was having nothing with him which was valuable. He was just looking like a beggar. It means no gold, no sapphire, no ruby, nothing at all. And the swallow became the best friend of the happy prince here. But still the story is not over, my dear students. What is happening here? Actually, after some time we can say that okay, one day is coming when the prince is telling swallow not to go inside the town because it was too much cold, but the swallow flew away. Now when the swallow flew away, the swallow came back shivering, and the swallow tried to make himself feeling warm near a fireplace. And then when he flew back to the prince, the swallow just fell down and he got his death. So as soon as the swallow got his death down to the feet of the little we can say the happy prince, the happy prince leg hurt broke into two pieces just because of friendship, and he also died. It means already it was dead, but the swallow died and the happy prince heart broke into two pieces. So here the story is getting an end of the happy prince and the swallow, but the another story means the attachment is remaining. What is happening now? Now the king and we can say that the ministers of the kingdoms are roaming in the morning time, and they found the statue and they said that, oh, look that statue, it is looking so wanted here. It is so beggar looking like. It is not looking like more than a beggar. So take out that statue in our kingdom. हमें ऐसे statue की जरूरत नहीं, निकाल दो इसे अब. Nothing is left there. सबने चुरा लिया लगता है सब सामान इसका. And then the statue is taken out and thrown inside the garbage, where the heart is also thrown here, and the bird is also thrown there. They found the bird also downside, and they said that these kinds of birds are only the reason for this kinds of statue to destruct it heart. Throw them both outside of the palace, outside of the kingdom. They threw this kinds of thing, and after throwing that, the king, queen, or we can say the king and the minister went away. So laterly we can say that generally means the mayor, means the king and the ministers, they went away. Now it is the story means one of the messenger of the God is observing this kinds of thing, and when he is ordered by the God to bring the beautiful soul from the earth, you know the messenger, they take our life. They take our life. So when the beautiful messenger is coming with us to take our life, they needed to take the pure soul. So when the beautiful messenger came to take the pure soul, they found the best pure soul of the happy prince and the bird. So now God asked to the messenger that what kind of soul you have bought, and they said that, sir, we have bought the best soul from the earth. And the God said that okay, happy prince will be living in our heaven, and the bird, your spirit is there. The bird spirit went there, and he said that you will sing in the farm, in the orchard of the heaven. So this way, like we can say that Oscar Wilde describing the story that the two beautiful souls went to the heaven with the God, and they both are happy together. Helping to anyone, giving anything to anyone when there is a need of that is the best thing which you can do in your life, and you are getting the peace of mind also. So this story was all about the happy prince, and if we go more further in the life, then we should also help everyone. Everybody should be helped by us, everybody, because that is only the basic theory to understand. Okay, my dear students, this lesson was still here only. See you there in the next other fresh new lesson. Till then you can keep revising. This was the lesson number Happy Prince, and you can see that chapter number 5, and we'll see you later. Maintain self-distancing and also sanitize your hands for 20 seconds every time after you're touching or meeting or seeing any kind of strange people nearby to you. Take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind.